What is going on, guys? My name is Cakes Mitchell, and I've had the chance now to listen to Hopsin's No Shame album now about 4 times through, and I'm excited to say that I love this album. My first run through and listen of the video, you can see I'll have a link somewhere to my first initial reaction where I live streamed my first time listening to the album. I gave the album an 8.1 out of 10, but since then, listening to the album, this album has really grown on me since that initial mark. This album, No Shame, is the return of what I call the raw Hopsin, and that's what I really wanted from this album. The reason I fell in love with Hopsin was because he was raw, really didn't care what people thought, and just outright called people out. And that's exactly what he does on this album. On some previous stuff like Pound Syndrome, you don't really get a whole lot of that. It was more of like a positive message kind of vibe to Hopsin, and you can definitely tell in this album that he doesn't care about any of that. Not to mention, on this album, his production is getting even crazier. Knowing that Hopsin does all of his own beats is wild. And even his choruses, which is one of his Achilles heel of his previous work, which his choruses were not great in the past, in my opinion. His choruses have gotten a lot better and even enjoyable in this new album. And the main storyline in this album is him and his girl were together. He found out that she was pregnant with his kid, they think, and then found out that she was a stripper at a strip club and was banging her fitness coach or something like that. And then Hopsin freaked out on her, pushed her on the bed, then he got locked up and booted out of Australia, and now he's not able to hang out with this kid who is now born, and it's like this whole weird thing going on. And that storyline was very intriguing, and that was kind of the horcrux throughout the entire album. But I'm a little confused on his parenting technique here. I don't want to tell anyone how to parent their kids, but on Illmind 9 he says that he hopes that he can help parent his kid through his music, but then releases songs like Money on the Side and Happy Ending, where he talks about hooking up with these chicks, and even on Money on the Side talks about having a girl at that point. Not sure if that was Elise, the mother of his child, or not, but it's not great for your kid to grow up listening to you cheating on your girlfriend. I don't know. I still love this album because of how emotional it is, and it's great for me just as like thinking about Marcus. I'm not sure if that was the best move on his part, but I mean, I love it. And Hopsin kind of reminds me of watching like a comic book movie. I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man was probably my favorite movie to come out this year. And I know it's not the best movie ever, but I just had so much fun watching that movie that I don't care. It's probably one of my favorite movies. And that's the same vibe I get from Hopsin. Like, I enjoy listening to this album so much because of how funny and entertaining Hopsin is. I know it's not the best album to come out this year, but I still really enjoy it in that sense of kind of like a comic book movie. Even though Spider-Man Homecoming was a great movie, it's not the best, but it's still really, really good. Hopsin's the same thing. His album is really, really good. It's not like the best or even the best to come out this year, but it's still probably one of my favorites. And all in all, guys, I just feel bad for Marcus Hopsin, the guy. He has gone through so much stuff. His record label falling apart, his now ex-girlfriend having his kid, and he can't even go into the country of Australia to hang out with his kid. I just feel so bad for him as a person. I've watched Hopsin grow from his career since before Raw came out, since he was still on Ruthless Records back in 2010. And watching his career go from literally less than 5,000 fans to where he's at now, I just kind of feel bad for him because I feel like I've watched him grow as an artist and as a person through all of his old girlfriends like Sarah Cox, and there was a Heather Nicole, like all these other girlfriends he's gone through. I just feel bad for him as a person, but the album is great. So I've listened to this album about 4 times, and I was back and forth about this decision, but I'm now ready to say I think this is Hopsin's best album to date. I think it is his best collection of work to date after listening to some of the stuff, because it's hard when you listen to an album for the first time, when I'm reacting to the album for the first time, to really give a definite, like, this album is an 8, this song is an 8, this song is a 9, because I'm listening and consuming the information for the very first time, and I'm not really able to sit down and dissect the lyrics and all that. So after listening to it multiple times, I'm ready to give this album an 8.5 out of 10, bumping up 0.4 spots, which is pretty good. So what did you guys think about this album? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Let me know all of your thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much. My name is Cakes Mitchell. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Cakes Mitchell. And until next time.